Hey everybody, I wanted to introduce Brianna. She is with Kaydem Credit. I've been working with Kaydem for about 4 years. They've done some amazing things for me. They actually got a bankruptcy removed about 4 years ago when I first started with them, which was absolutely amazing. I had never ever heard of a company being able to get a bankruptcy removed. So, I've been working with them for a long time and really excited to share what Kaydem does and how they do it and all the details that go along with it. So, Brianna, thank you so much for coming to our channel.
Thank you so much for having me. And hello, everyone. Thank you so much for today. Today, I'm going to talk about something that affects almost every aspect of your financial life, which is your credit. So, whether you're looking to buy a home or get a business loan or simply stop letting negative items rule your everyday life, that's where we come in. And we're going to simplify your credit so you can focus on your growth. So, over the next several slides, I'm going to break down what credit really is, what impacts it, and how you can take control starting today. So, let's go ahead and jump in. Who are we? We are Kaydem Credit Help. So, a bonded credit restoration company established in 2008. We actually begin strictly business to business, helping business clients improve their credit profiles. But after seeing how many consumers had nowhere reliable to turn to repair their credit, we opened our services to the public. So, I want to go in now, hear what truly sets us apart. We are a time-tested multi-channel dispute method. What that means is we don't send one letter and hope for the best. We strategically challenge negative items from every legal allowed angle. The bureaus, the original creditors, the collectors, and even third-party data providers like LexisNexis. This puts pressure on all sides and exposes reporting errors that lead to removals. So now that we've given our origin story, I want to go ahead and talk about why good credit is such a big deal in the first place. To put it simply, good credit gives you leverage. It gives you better and more frequent approvals, better interest rates, and overall better opportunities. It affects mortgages, car loans, personal loans, business funding, and even insurance rates. Credit doesn't just follow you. It shapes your financial life. But just as good credit opens doors, bad credit can slam them closed. You see, when credit is damaged, the impact is very real. It can cost you dignity, confidence, financial stability, and access to the things you need. Higher interest rates, automatic denials, housing issues, employment obstacles, it holds you back in more ways than people even realize. So the question becomes, who exactly is keeping track of all this information? Well, let's pull back the curtain a little bit. Your credit data comes from three major bureaus: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. They pull information from lenders, public records, and third-party data sources to build your credit report. That information is then used to determine your credit worthiness. And once they gather all that data, they use it to calculate your credit score. So what elements actually make up your credit score, may you ask? Your score is made up of 5 categories. So payment history, utilization, length of credit, new credit, and overall credit mix. Once you understand these factors, you have a basic roadmap to improving your credit. But the next step is understanding how to monitor it. You can access all 3 bureaus through several monitoring services, including Fund&Grow, MyFICO, and Experian's official monitoring tools. Monitoring your credit is critical because errors, fraud, and outdated information show up more often than people think and can have a big impact on how you look to lenders. Some of these negative impacts include late payments, collections, charge-offs, evictions, foreclosures, short sales, bankruptcies, tax lien judgments, and repossessions. These are the items we target directly during the repair process. And this slide breaks those items down and highlights which ones have the biggest impact on your score. However, here's the good news. Every negative item has a timeline. Hard inquiries fall off in 2 years, As you can see, most derogatories fall off in 7 years, and that Chapter 7 bankruptcy lasts 10 years. It's a case where time heals these wounds, but strategic credit repair helps heal them faster. Even one late payment can drop your score significantly. Multiple negative items can drop it even faster, but with right strategy and consistency, you can recover. All right, let's clear up some of those common myths for credit, because some of these have been passed around like family recipes that nobody really tested. So myth 1, checking your credit score lowers it. No, this is not true. You can check it 100 times if you want through monitoring. This is a soft inquiry. Myth 2, income impacts your credit score. I'm going to tell you a secret. Your score doesn't care how much you make. It only cares if you're paying things on time. Myth 3, you only have one credit score. In reality, you have dozens of credit scores, and they all depend on who's checking it and what models they are using. Now, myth 4, the government owns their credit bureaus. This isn't true. They don't. These are private companies like Target or Walmart, which explains a lot of the mistakes we deal with. Myth 5, removing negatives automatically boosts your score. This is not always true. Building your credit and keeping your utilization down are big factors to this as well. Myth 6, disputing an account erases your debt. Disputing can get inaccurate information removed from your report, but it doesn't magically make the debt disappear. The report and the debt are two separate things. Myth 7, closing a credit card will help your score. Usually it hurts more than it helps. Closing old accounts shorten your history and bumps up your utilization. It's kind of like deleting a chapter from your story that you don't realize how important it was until it's gone. Now, let me quickly revisit our dispute approach, because this is a major reason why our clients see success. At Kaydem, we don't use a one-letter-fits-all process. We use a multi-channel dispute system, which means we dispute with the credit bureaus, simultaneously dispute with the original creditors, challenge the collectors, challenge third-party data sources like LexisNexis, and we apply the maximum pressure possible under federal consumer protection laws. This is about taking control. You now understand how credit works, what impacts it, and how negative items are challenged. The next step is simply deciding to move forward. Our process is streamlined and simple. No confusion, no guesswork. Just a clear path forward based on your specific credit goals. Here's what we offer. So our basic package, $498, perfect for clients with 3 or fewer negative items on your credit report. Then our full package, $798, same thing, 4 more negative items that includes ongoing coaching and rebuilding support with your credit report. Our last package is our inquiry removal package, $348, designed for fraudulent or declined inquiries. And this program runs for 4 months of disputes. So now that I went over that, I just want to say thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember that credit repair isn't just about removing negatives. It's about giving you confidence, control, and the ability to move toward your goals. At this time, I'd love to open the floor for any questions.
One of the things that I really loved about what you guys do is you offer a portal that people can log into and they can kind of see what's going on. They can see in real time just, items that are being disputed, when they get disputed and when they actually get removed. I think that was a really nice feature that you guys have. And I think that one of the things that I like is that you have the different packages with the inquiry removal for like me, now that my credit is good and I'm, in business and I'm always trying to get more access to funding and credit, that you guys can remove, inquiries that were for the business, not personal, I'm guessing, but just if you made an inquiry for like a business credit card, you can get those removed, correct?
No, so when you dispute these inquiries, so you're disputing these inquiries that nothing got approved, because if you dispute them and they are attached to a business account, they can actually be closed out.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was a recent change within the last within this year. The credit bureau has recently changed where if you were disputing these accounts that are linked to something, it can actually close it out.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. That's like a new like rule or something they have.
Yeah, that's a new thing that the credit bureaus were enforcing. So we don't want to put any of the business accounts at risk. So we don't dispute anything to make sure it doesn't close out. Now, we still dispute inquiries. If they got declined or if it's fraudulent, that is something that we can definitely do.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of any other questions I have right now, but you did a great job of kind of going through, what the program entails. A trade lines, I think, is another good way to improve that business credit, taking out trade lines through like NAV. And I think you guys within Fund and Grow, you guys have an entire back end education system to kind of walk people through what to do and the whole process of acquiring more business credit, correct?
Yeah, Fund and Grow, our sister company, they definitely go ahead and handle that and walk you through that. And what we do on our side is we'll also educate you as much as possible too to help you get to where you need. So for that, we're constantly disputing on your behalf and wanting to educate you along the way. And as you said, like with our client secure portal, it's very client used. So everything will be on there as well.
Yeah. And I do kind of like it, the fact that, you guys are one company, but you have the funding side of it, and then you also have the credit repair side of it. So, I mean, is there any kind of communication between the two companies when, the credit repair team is doing credit repair and the funding team, or is any kind of correlation, or do they kind of, just do their own thing and just things happen?
We are two separate companies. So we're just sister companies. We are two separate companies. So all the communication is usually through the clients
Hmm.
for that.
Okay.
But we also let the clients know, like at the end of each round of disputes, we're reviewing to see if they're ready to move forward with funding and go forward with that as well. So
Hmm.
each round of disputes, we're not only trying to repair and educate, we're seeing if that they are ready for that too.
Yeah. Just a couple of things. I've had my daughter, and this is a question that I've actually heard happen to a lot of people, and maybe you can, for anybody watching this. So back when they did the forgiving the student loans and everything, um, my daughter, she wasn't even notified that she had to start paying again.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she was about to buy a house, and they pulled the credit, and all of a sudden, this thing popped on her credit that she was like 3 months late, but they never contacted her.
Yeah.
She has had a heck of a time trying to get that removed. Have you guys had any luck on getting those removed at all?
Yeah, we have actually, and we have had that happen. Excuse me. We have had that happen a whole lot more recently, where they're showing up on the credit reports. And so I just had a client recently, and they literally had 10 different Department of Educations on their credit report. And we were in the third round of disputes, and we have gotten a lot removed so far, and we have had success with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, something happened recently to my partner too. He had a credit card that had a zero balance, and all of a sudden, this is just an example of things that happen. If you guys are watching this, you have to keep an eye on it because there's things on there that you just that happens for no reason. But
Yeah.
they basically he had zero balance, and they all of a sudden gave him like a late payment, but he never even had a balance on it. It was just wild. And for him he's trying to get it removed right now himself because he's in Georgia. And in
Oh,
Georgia, you're not able to,
yeah,
dispute that.
work with a credit repair company.
Yeah. So unfortunately, he's got to kind of do it himself. But yeah, it's great to have you on. I don't think I have any other questions or anything. But I just have to say that I recommend Kaydem. I recommend their sister company, Fund and Grow. Fund and Grow got me, I think, my partner and I over $250,000 of 0% interest credit, and we couldn't be happier. The support that they give and the education they give when you become a client is second to none. They'll kind of guide you on what to do, what not to do, when to go for a round of funding, when not to. And then, it's a great, great program. And you guys have been around a long time for a reason. And I think that kudos to you guys and Zach and Ari. You guys are all awesome to work with, and I definitely recommend Kaydem and Fund and Grow.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm glad that we got to do this.